Hey, welcome to the April 16th, 2025 meeting of the Lenox Selectboard. We have CTSB video recording and Clarence Fanto is recording also. Announcements from the chair. Of course, I have to say this, and it's important for everybody out there, everybody in this room will attend, but the town meeting is May 1st. Really important to be there. I say this, or we all say this every year, but this is where it all happens for the whole year, you know, so any money that's spent and things that are done, this is where your vote really and truly counts. And also voting is May 5th. There is on Monday, May 5th, and there is, you can do a write-in ballot of that if you want. And
you can do that up until April 28th. You can get an absentee ballot until April 28th.
April 28th?
Yes.
Okay.
The town clerk's office.
Yep. Perfect. So get out and vote. So now I look for a motion to accept the minutes of March 19th and April 2nd.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on it? All those in favor?
Aye.
Citizen open forum. Is there anybody here that wants to give us a couple minutes and you can tell us what's on your mind? Katie?
Unless somebody else wants to go first. Hello, I'm Kate McNulty-Blonde with 10 Post Road, and I'd like to give you a quick data report on the Fix-It Fair that we had at the community center on Saturday. Probably our biggest in some ways ever. Thank you to the weather for that. If it's really nice, everyone's working in their yards in April, but if it's not, you can always bring something to be repaired. At the Fix-It Fair, we had 33 people show up in our 3-hour period, and countless items, 2 to 3 per person for the most part. We also had more volunteers than we've ever had. We had 18 people show up to help, and we have some extremely skillful and talented volunteers, whom I am very grateful for. We went through every cupcake that we made, every cookie that we baked. They were all done. We did 13 plus or minus lamps, another record. I think I have to look a little closer at the sheets. I think I might have missed one or another. Also a big day for clothing items, repaired, buttons sewn on, zippers fixed, pants hemmed. So thank you very much to the community center for your support, and also the Board of Selectmen and other boards in town. Thank you.
Thanks, Katie. Anybody else want to give us a couple minutes? Okay, so now we'll move into the consent agenda. If Mr. Roach could read that for us.
I sure will. So first of all, we have a use request from Berkshire Lyrics for use of the auditorium May 17th from 3 to 5 p.m. for children and youth courts, free concert. Approve a Gateways Inn request and a sandwich board sign on Walker Street for May 1st and November 1st. Special license request from Laura Fitz requesting a 1-day liquor license for wine and malt beverages only on Thursday, Friday, May 23rd from 6 p.m. at Pleasant Valley, Mass-on-Avon, located at 427 West Mountain Road. Special license request, Chelsea Gia for request of 1-day liquor license for wine and malt beverages only on Friday, May 2nd from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. at Bedford Hall, 104 Walker Street. Appointment of Daniel Schechter to the Zoning Board of Appeals as a full member. Connect hold and nephew Bay. Ratified town manager's appointment of Robert Casucci as fire chief.
We got to hold on that.
Definitely can put hold on that. So let's So appointment of Chris Fenton to the Community Preservation Committee at large member.
Okay, so we have 2 holds. What do you say we do the rest? We'll vote on the rest of the consent agenda and then we'll do the holds after that.
Okay, I make a motion to we approve the consent agenda as presented with the exception of the holds.
Is that discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I put a hold on the appointment to the zoning board, Daniel Schenker. This says as a full member, we've traditionally put new people on, anybody, especially you don't even know, as an associate member, not a full member. So I'd like to amend that to put him out as an associate member, not a full member.
Sounds like a good idea.
So I make a motion that we put him on as associate member.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And now, next is the appointment of our new fire chief. This is great. Bobby Kasuchi is, Bobby, I'm even here, but we're going to talk about it anyway. No, Bobby's been a tremendous asset to the fire department. It's all his life entirely. He's like one of those guys like his predecessor, Chief O'Brien. He grew up in the firehouse. Bobby was in the Dale. He grew up there. He went through the ranks. He was lieutenant, captain, and eventually deputy chief, and now he's our new fire chief. And we're going to be more than happy. He's got the respect of the entire company. Everybody was, very, very happy with him, and supportive of him. So I think it was a great pick by the people that picked him. And thank you, Jake, for doing that. But really, just the right person for the job. Right, Stacy?
I certainly echo those sentiments. Bob, certainly a valuable member of the community, as well as the fire department, and I certainly look forward to working with him in his new capacity.
So, you guys?
Sounds good. Sounds like a great match.
Check. So we're ratified. So to have a look at.
Yeah, I move that we ratify the town manager's appointment of Robert Kasuki as fire chief.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
I will add, if I may, this is an administrative task. We certainly anticipate sometime, probably late June, I would say, a more formal ceremony to swear Bob in, get everybody all dressed up into the formal uniforms. Thank Chris for his service as chief, and welcome Bob. So that's yet to be planned, but we'll certainly make sure that it's a little more celebratory than the administrative task. But we wanted to be sure we didn't delay that and get all the paperwork done too.
Okay. So now we'll move on to general business, and the first one is Ken Fowler is here to request the use of Lilac Park for concerts he has. Wants to do it on Wednesday from June 25th to the 27th. His Sundays is a rain day. Turn it over to Kenny.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. I want to tell you that this year's season is going to be one concert in addition to the typical 9 that I do in 10. That's why it's last Wednesday in June through the end of August. I have some really good news. That is that we have 10 concerts. I have some not so really good news. I'll look about this, but this is my last year. I'm not looking at the applause. I've had enough applause and it's just time for me to step down. I've done it now for 16 years, and I kind of like to have my summers back. Spend some time with my family and my grandkids, etc. So because of that, I'm going to be a little bit long-winded. This is a large font, though. So I want to thank all the sponsors over the past years. Some of them are in the room, and the bands and the public for their support of live music in Lilac Park. And a big thank you to the Lagars family. Without that pavilion that they donated the funds to build, the concerts wouldn't have gotten as good as they did. Every musician who ever played there said this is the best outdoor gig that they do. So once again, thanks to the Lagars family. And I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you to Pignatelli Electric, because Scotty is always in the background waiting for my phone call when we have a problem down there. So thanks for the power to the park from Scotty. And of course, Billy Doppin, the one at the DBW. Every year they take care of that park. Every day they take care of that park, and it's in great shape. And I really appreciate it, and so do the occupants. Again, I said this last year, but it's in here. So one of the big points this year is that the concerts are going to be starting at 6 o'clock, not at 6:30. That extra half hour is going to make a difference toward the end of the season when it gets really dark really early. So hopefully that will help. I also need to ask for a porta potty in the park just in case it fell off the radar. Every year we have a porta potty over there for the summer season, and it doesn't just serve the concerts, although it does serve the concerts, but people eat over there all the time at the pavilion, and there's a lot of people over there at the auditorium celebrating. You don't want to wander it off into the woods. I want to publicly thank Kim Flynn for all the work she does in the concert series. She raises sponsor dollars, helps distribute posters and wrap cards, does the majority of the MC duties throughout the summer, and her continued association with the concert season has helped me stay the course for the last 15 years, because I couldn't have done it without Kim. Thank you, Kim. So I just want to let you know that I hope someone will come forward and want to take over the concert series. Whatever entity it is, I'd hate to see the concerts end because I'm leaving. People look forward to it. And as we all know, live music is vital to the culture of this area. And without supporting our local musicians, what kind of community are we? So providing that park and that venue for people is a great way to support local music and bring out the family and the kids and visitors. The crowd there sometimes is as little as 200 people, sometimes as big as 400 people. Depending on the person that I have scheduled. So quickly, I'll just tell you who we got coming this year. June 25th is the John and Puggy Show. That's an acoustic duet that we've known a long time. They're very, very good. July 2nd, Wanda Houston and the HVH Band. July 9th, Everything Else. This is their first year with us, and that's a British Invasion cover band, so that should be a fun time. And then we follow it up on July 16th with Happy Together, which is an American 60s cover band. So, bail that out. July 30th, Lady Di and the Dukes. August 6th, Joanne Redding, the Joanne Redding Collective. August 13th, the Amy Ryan Band. August 20th, Lewis and Hyde. Colby Lewis and Steve Ide. Steve Ide plays a lot of bands around, and Colby's a really accomplished musician, which I didn't know until the past couple of years. And then finally, August 27th, we have the BTUs, and that's a blues rock sort of fusion band. Been around a long time. I think Steve Ide plays in that band too. And they finished the season very well for us. So thank you for that. And just as a matter of transparency, our 2025 season budget will run around $6,000 to $7,000. Of that $6,000 is fees for the band alone. The remainder is used for purchase posters, wrap cards, signs, and boosting a Facebook page. All the work of scheduling and running the concert season is done by a volunteer committee of 2 without compensation. So that's what I got for you guys tonight, and ladies. So thank you very much for having me, and I hope that a little bit of CTSB's coverage helps. CTSB does record the concerts each week during the season. So they're on their website. You can stream them, and you could go to, I think it's 1301 on TV, and it's ctsbtv.org is their website. So thank you, CTSB. And any questions?
No questions. I would say thank you, Kenny, for doing it for 16 years. Yeah. When you started it 16 years ago, I think around the county, there weren't many people doing this. So I think you were a trendsetter again.
There's actually Roscoe Samuel.
Roscoe?
And actually, it was my son Damon.
Now, but it was a great idea.
My son Damon went before the select board to ask for permission for concerts at the park, and he was too young. When Roscoe was on the board at the time, he saw the value in that.
Yeah.
Each of it. So, thanks, Roscoe.
It really took off. Thanks to a lot of people. I mean, obviously.
Well, the reason why I do it is because I can't play. So if you can't play, cool.
Ken, what do you do in the event of rain?
I'm sorry, yes. Part of the permission is also to use the park Sunday afternoon. I usually book them for about 2:30, and I don't do it for about 2:30. I book them at 2:30, unless it rains again. So I need the Sunday afternoon, and I have an agreement with the Chamber of Commerce because they do some things during the summer, but they don't do them on Sundays. So I still have it. And last year we had that double rain job. It was Wanda's gig as well, where it rained on Wednesday. We booked her for Sunday. Sunday it rained, and we were panicking because town hall was locked. And thanks to one of your great selectmen up here, we were able to get that done. And we put 150 people in the auditorium that day for Wanda. So we'll just make sure that if we have that situation, we don't have to scamper around again this year. So
Anything else?
I just want to say that, every summer, when we leave these meetings on Wednesday night, you can hear the concerts in the park. I'm just bummed that we have our meetings on Wednesdays.
There's a couple of people on this board who remember the Wednesday night concert be in the auditorium. Definitely could hear that. So, I apologize for having, disrupted some of the meetings those nights.
It's really
It
great.
was pleasant.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I used to sit here during those.
It's great because it's like free Tanglewood, and so many of the citizens have come to expect it over the years, and it's absolutely fantastic to see 300 people there on a Wednesday night having a really great time, and they picnic just like they do at Tanglewood. It's a little more low key, but
I don't even talk piano. I won't quit. No, there you go. No, again, like I said, I have to step down. It's time. It's that time of my life. And hopefully somebody's going to come forward and take it over. The way that it's set up now, it's pretty much a lot of work for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then every Wednesday for the summer. So, a small committee could do it well. So
is Kim going to stick around? Is Kim going to stick with it? Kim Flynn?
I think Kim's there because I'm there.
Oh.
And I think I'm there because Kim's there. So,
Yeah, you're a tag team.
yeah, Kim tried to quit before I went left. So, hopefully somebody will come along. It's really a good thing, and it would make sense if it was someone who has some musical, inclination, so they can understand, the type of music that pulls people, as opposed to, the ones that don't pull us. Not that there's anything wrong with those bands either. People like that 60s stuff. They really do. That's Packerman and Wanda.
Yeah.
Wanda is
great.
an entity, so. I want to thank all the performers who perform every year. They do so at less money than they usually get. So thank the bands, thank the audience, and thank the town. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Nice job, Kenny.
So we can move on.
Smack.
So,
Yeah.
I will make a motion to approve the request for reservation and use of Lilac Park by Ken Fowler for concerts in the Ark Wednesdays and Sundays, June 25th to August 27th.
Second.
any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Ken.
Kim.
Okay, next we have a request to place signage. Tri-Town Health Department and Southern Public Health Collaborative request permission to place signs promoting tick safety and awareness. Can we have somebody here to talk about that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Please
I have tonight. I actually stopped by the Stockbridge Town Hall and dropped some stuff off, so I don't know how much time I have, but my name is Jamie Smith, and I am the Shared Services Manager for the Southern Berkshire Public Health Collaborative. We support 12 boards of health in Southern Berkshire County, including clinics. And I'm here today to request some locations to put up some tick signs, which you did. Are a little bigger than I think we were expecting. As you know, tick-borne illness is always on the rise in Berkshire County, as well as really the nation. And so we had applied for a grant to do some tick awareness. And they included things like going to the senior centers and talking about how to check yourself for ticks, how to avoid ticks. It includes putting signage up throughout Southern Berkshire County. And then the last piece is going to be also going to libraries and hopefully do some awareness with radio ads and with our community partners at the CTSV, have just people be thinking about the ways that they can stay safe for ticks. Before I put this down, we have also done things like we have a newsletter that talks about ticks and other things. This is put together with the public health nurses throughout Berkshire County. And then we have a bunch of doodads on tick removers and preventers. So I'm going to stay the whole meeting, so I'll have some of those to distribute at the end of the meeting if anyone is interested in learning more about that. Back to the point, we talked to, Dina gave us some leads, thank you. And we talked to 3 people, Ruth Wheeler, Bill Kopp, and then someone who was incredibly helpful named Shannon, and I didn't catch her last name. I'm sure you probably know who I'm talking about. And so we had actually allocated originally there to be 5 of these signs per town, and we started with Lenox. Well, Lenox has been super enthusiastic, and so this is a great conversation around getting an idea of what the select board would like to pursue. You guys know your community, and so some of these sites might not work because of the size of the sign and it's metal. But what I'm asking is to propose the locations, get some feedback on what would work, what wouldn't work, if you have additional places, and then hopefully give us permission to pursue with those entities to get those signs installed sometime this summer. So Ruth was enthusiastic about maybe having 3 signs for the 3 entrances to Kennedy Park. While the grassy areas don't typically have as many ticks, it's still an important reminder, I feel like, to parents and other users of the park. Should I just list them off? Okay. So Shannon thought that Orbed Park might be a good place for it. Possibly the tennis courts behind the community center. Tittison Park in Lennoxdale. Lennoxtown Beach might be an area, place that could have a park or a sign. The Warland area, and then we would have to collaborate with the school department, I understand, for that. Bill thought that the footbridge at the Housatonic and Crystal entrance to October Mountain might be a good place for something like this. And then Edith Wharton Park. So I know that was a lot. I didn't submit them in writing ahead of time, but I did want to check in with you to see how I can proceed with getting permission and working with the key stakeholders at getting these installed. I'm at your service. Thank you.
Well, any of us that own a dog know very well how important this is. Sure. I thank you for doing it. It's great. And it almost seems instead of us picking out places to put it, you got a pretty good team here that's like, I think between Ruth and Billy and Shannon, you can put them in good spots, and I personally would feel comfortable if they would be the ones to ask or to collaborate with.
Okay.
Would too.
Yeah, that was everything that I put on my list except for Lilac Park, and I don't know that we really can put Lilac Park or like where there would be a good
Whether we
area.
need one or not, yeah, you don't want them
I
in the
don't.
park.
Yeah, I don't think you're really well on there, but and people kind of know, and if we have them up in all those other locations, I think that's super positive. Yeah.
So what do? You put them on a stake, or do you put them in a bulletin board like thing, or what?
So yes, there's plenty of different ways. These can be hung on trees with nails. There's a hole at the top and the bottom, so that is one way that the town might want to do that. If the billboard is big enough, then we could certainly put that in there. And in cases where we work with our community partners, and it seems to be too big, we can also look at getting some smaller ones. And then also the metal stakes that road signs go on can also be used with bolts for this. So I think that having the 2 holes makes it so that you could do a bunch of different ways.
So Ruth, there's more than 3 entrances to the park. I mean, which 3 do you envision?
Well, I went around the park. There's already tick signs from a long time ago on a couple of the kiosks. But I was thinking, so of course I don't have my notes with me as to which kiosks don't have them, but there's kiosks at pretty much every entrance. The Church on the Hill's got one for sure, but I think, and there's one coming up from the Arcadian shop. There's a tick sign at the Dugway, which is probably the most tick infested area because it's wet in there. I was thinking possibly over across the street, across West Dugway, there's a kiosk there too, and that's Tick City there. So I think you have to
I was thinking maybe Cliffwood Street too.
Yeah, Cliffwood Street, I can't remember now, because I went around so quickly the other day.
No, that's okay, but we could put
But
one
yeah.
out. We could put one out, post.
Right, and unfortunately, those are too big to go on any of our kiosks, because our kiosks are pretty much full of
Okay.
other things. But if they could get smaller ones, or like, if Billy wants to put up a couple on posts, that would be great.
Yeah, okay.
What I'm wondering would it make sense for just a group of stakeholders, or you and I, to go around to the different sites and just decide whether these would be appropriate for any of the sites, and then look at and see if we want to order some smaller,
So we could do that.
Okay.
the reason why I got this is this is the thing I'm most excited about. This is a tick mitt. You mentioned having a dog, Mr. Lane.
Mhm.
So you go out in the woods, Fido comes in, oh good boy, oh good boy. And the ticks really stick to this material really well. Well then so instead of having ticks on your dog, you end up with ticks on a mitt, which is slightly better. But you put it into this little bag that comes with it, throw it in the dryer for 10 minutes and it kills the tick. So,
Murder bag.
I can't picture talking my wife into that.
oh, well, okay. But,
Maybe microwave?
we also have these.
I'm full of ideas.
That's what I like about you. That's what I like about. We also have these tick twisters, which is many of you have probably used.
Yeah.
You just take the tick and you twist it, and it comes off magically. It's very gentle, especially for kids.
Counterclockwise.
All right. And then it clicks. It can clip on your backpack or whatnot. And then my last thing, it's branded Southern Berkshire Public Health Collaborative. These are tick keys. They can go on your keychain. They can also go on your dog collar. So the purpose of this grant that we got through the CHI, the Community Health Initiative, was to identify barriers for people spending time outside in the Berkshires and help address that. And so I think we can all agree that ticks are something that people think about, and I won't go in the woods unless I know I can shower right afterwards. And we do have to be careful about that, but it would be a travesty for people not to enjoy the natural beauty that we have here. So.
Okay, thank you. Very close.
So I'm just curious, where will you make these gizmos available? Like at maybe the community center, the library?
So right now, we will be going to the senior centers first.
Okay.
And we're gonna kind of see what people like. We have some additional funding, then we'll follow up with that. You can always come into our new new offices and Tri-Town Health offices in the basement of Stockbridge is where I live, in the basement of Stockbridge Town Hall. And these are available there as well. It's hard to leave them out because we're really encouraging like one per family and people to moderate themselves and we're also trying to tie it along with the education. Yeah, we're gonna just kind of do the best we can for getting it out there, and hopefully you'll be seeing more information about it. Yeah.
Good.
And if you come to me later, I also have all sorts of other goodies that aren't on the agenda, so. Any questions?
No.
So it sounds like I'll just work with the same individuals that have been helping us, and
That's best.
we'll get that done. Thank you so much, I appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thank
Jane.
you.
A motion. You have a motion.
You have a motion.
Yeah.
Essentially, the consensus that you reached.
So I move to approve the request of Southern Berkshire Public Health Collaborative, Tri-Town Health, for placement of signs promoting tick safety and awareness in locations authorized by DPW Superintendent Kennedy Park Committee Chair. And we'll add the Community Center Director to that.
Second? All those in favor?
Hi.
Thank you again. Okay, so next on the agenda, we have a public hearing. It's a public hearing for BBL Lenox Hotel Group, LLC, doing business as Element Lenox Berkshires, located at 130 Pittsfield Road. And they're requesting an annual all-alcoholic beverage on-premises hotel liquor, entertainment, and in-use license. So, Mr. Roach, if you would read the public notice, open public hearing.
Okay, so, as published in the Berkshire Eagle as of April 1st, 2025, notice is hereby given that a hearing will be held by the Board of Selectmen in their capacity as licensing board on an application for an annual alcoholic hotel license, which has been filed with the local licensing board by BBL Lenox Hotel Group, LLC. Todd Garoza, proposed manager for premises located at 130 Pittsfield Road, Lenox, and consisting of 64,321 total square feet, 3 floors with 5 entrances and 5 exits. Licensed area to include hotel lobby, bar, and restaurant, seating capacity of 42, and total occupancy of 55. 3 floors have the following number of rooms. First 18, second 33, third 33, totaling 84 rooms with an outdoor courtyard adjacent to the bar. The board will act on said application on Wednesday, April 16th, 2025 at 6 p.m. in the Lenox Selectmen's Meeting Room, Town Hall Building, Lenox, Mass. Neil Maximilian Chair, Lenox Select Board.
Hello, Lori. Okay, if we get a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
Second. Saying no.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do.
For the record, my name is Lori Robbins. I'm covering for Attorney William Martin, who filed this very lengthy application. This is for a hotel. And I was reading the special permit that was issued in 2023 from the Zoning Board of Appeals for the entity known as BBL Lenox Hotel Group, who purchased the real estate that the former Magnet Hotel was. That was demolished, as you might recall, and they have a special permit to erect a hotel for 87 guest rooms and 28 residential apartments. That's under construction. You might have passed by that. What's complicated about this is the organizational chart. The real estate, and I've already given Deanna a copy, is owned by BB Lenox Group that has several members that are other LLCs and some individuals. So filed with this big thick packet are the certificate of organization and Corey for all these people that qualify for having an interest. They will be, we just gave a supplemental floor plan. It's several stories, but their alcohol will only be served on the first floor. You enter the building, and there is, I'll orient this for you when you enter the building. Okay. You enter the building here. This is what faces the road.
Wheelchair.
Okay. Here's the entrance. Okay, you enter the building. You walk in, and there's a check-in there. And there's a luggage area. There's a little breakfast nook. This is really, this is an extended stay facility. This is not something you can go for a couple of days. This is designed for extended stay, 3 months, 6 months, while you're looking for a job or looking for a house. So most of the seating here is for dining, the breakfast area. There is a little bar area, and their hours of operation is only 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. This is not oriented to be a bar attraction. They will also be serving, you'll see on the other side of the bar area, there's an outdoor patio area. You see there's a few tables there. There is an enclosed meeting area where they will not be serving alcohol, but they will be serving outdoors on the terrace now and then. Also, we'll have hours of operation only 5 to 10. They don't want this to be a bar. They're not serving food, they're serving snacks. If anybody's been to the Marriott here in town, they have, I've been there for seminars, and they have this cute little bar area. It's really beautiful. I want my
paralegals to, let's go hang out. Wasn't even open. If they, 5 to 10, come on. But anyway, so this is not oriented towards a bar area for people to come. It will be open to the public, but they are not advertising that. So it's really an extended stay facility they want to offer as an amenity of a liquor license. So they're going to do this under a management agreement, and filed with this is a management agreement that provides, that appoints the management company, and I have given a revised the flow chart that shows who the management company is BBL Hospitality LLC. So the management agreement here appoints them as the management company with authority to supervise, direct, and control the management and operation of the hotel, everything having to do with the hotel, including the liquor service. But it requires that all licenses, permits necessary to be in the name of the owner. So the applicant here is BBL Lenox Hotel Group, subject to a management agreement. That also provides the required, the management agreement requirements of the ABCC, that the owner can terminate the management agreement. The owner controls the business finances, and the management company handles the payroll for the business. For these services, the management company retains a monthly base management fee of 3% of the gross revenue of everything. They don't expect to be making much money on alcohol. This is the smallest service of alcohol, but the most complicated thing. As I said, the hours of operation are proposed to be 5 to 10, except if they have special events. The special permit allowed them to have no more than 3 outdoor events per week. When I was talking today to Todd, I'm blanking on his name. Caruso, who would be here today. Todd Caruso is the proposed manager, but he's in a conference in Florida, and if this was Zoom, he would be here. So, but I had a conversation with him and Bill Martin today. They don't expect to have many outdoor events. This is not a place to come and have outdoor events. But it is something, if you have a family for an extended stay, come and have a little birthday party. But they don't expect to have many of those. So on those rare occasions when they do have special events, they would.
And that would be in this courtyard?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
That's surrounded by structure.
Or indoors there.
Yeah.
But so the hours of operation for serving alcohol is 5 to 10. But special events, they would be open till midnight. They would potentially serve till midnight. They will not be actively marketing the bar to outside patrons. They have a projected opening date of June 6th, and so it's provided the new operating chart, a new floor plan, and they will be applying for an outdoor dining license with the town of Lenox. But I wanted to provide with this application, because it goes to the ABCC, your outdoor dining license requires an alcohol control plan. And this is the alcohol control plan. It's going to be enclosed with half walls and plantings. There's going to be supervising, and as you see from the floor plan, the bar area faces this, and it's all windows, so it will be, the bartender will also be able to observe it. They're going to put no alcohol beyond this point, and if people become unruly, they're going to just send them away. So this is their alcohol control plan. So copies of each of the organizations, certificate of organizations, have been filed with this. Their financial records have been provided, for proof of citizenship, and so we're asking that you approve this all alcohol hotel liquor license.
So are all of the limitations that you've described, are they in the
No, I'm just telling you that this is what their proposal is. If you want to make a
It's all in
condition.
the liquor, it's all in the alcohol control plan that's signed by Todd Cordoza here. That's
So it's
everything that
good.
Laura just explained.
Yeah.
It's all right here.
So for the hours of operation, is it going to be on the permit? It's going to be 5 to 10?
You can.
And then on a special occasion, should they list how many
I think
times?
it probably makes sense, just
Yeah.
5 to midnight.
Yeah. I mean, that's all right here. It says
Yeah.
it's 5 to
Yeah.
10. Special occasions could be to midnight.
Yeah.
You know, the bar area is gonna have windows. The bartender will be able to, monitor the outside area. It all looks,
My preference, quite frankly, would be the hours of operation, 5 to midnight. I would hate to see a business.
get in trouble
Get
for
5 to
doing
10,
something
yeah.
Or have to come in later for.
Yeah.
And this is, I mean, it's
Teeny,
surrounded,
way
it's
in the back.
surrounded by buildings. You
Yeah,
can't, there's no
yeah.
noise issues
Yeah,
that I
it's way in
can
the back.
imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I think 5 to midnight is a good call, and they're in the process of completing it. You know, they've been in the process for a while, so I wish them luck in opening on June 6th.
Yeah. Good luck, as I said.
June 6th?
Yeah, that's what I think they'll do. Oh, well, it depends on how many people you have working inside.
Yeah. No. Any other questions by the board?
No.
Looks good.
So we're going to motion to close the public hearing?
So moved. Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Go if we can get a, you know,
Just so we don't get hot water again, we didn't all vote on opening this thing. We motioned and seconded it, we didn't all vote to open the hearing. I don't know if we need to or not, but I just, okay, let's repeat the meeting again for this portion of it.
say it again, Matt.
So when we first opened, so Mary Beth motioned to open the public hearing. I seconded it, but we never voted on it.
Or we didn't.
We did.
Just take the vote now.
Yeah, take the vote now. I don't want to repeat this.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you don't. I'm sure you don't. Okay, so, I vote to open the public hearing.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye. And we had a very long discussion. You've got a great alcohol control plan here. It's, 5 to midnight is for the bar, for special events. That's what you discussed about extending, and I think we are all in agreement that this is an excellent management agreement for Element Hotel in Lenox, and we wish them luck in opening on June 6th.
Yes.
Now I move to close the public hearing.
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We'll be here all week.
Indeed.
I think we.
So I move to approve the application for BBL Lenox Hotel Group LLC, DBA Element Lenox Berkshires located at 130 Pittsfield Road for an annual all alcoholic beverages on premises hotel liquor entertainment and in-holders license as presented in their application submitted March 18th, 2025. And I guess we're good.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thanks again for
We're
We're
looking forward to more hotel taxes.
Yes, we are.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Lori. Good luck with your next meeting.
Lori, we'll make you an office here if you want. You just work on it.
Okay, next we have update of fiscal year 24 Lenox Regional Community Development Block Grant Quarterly Report. Who's, yours?
That's my, yes, sir. So we have started a Lenox Regional Community Development Block Grant Program at the beginning of this year. This is our first quarterly report as of March 31st. There was money allocated for the towns of Lee and Lenox, and there are currently 11 projects in progress. All 11 participants have been sent acceptance letters. They've all been approved on a first come, first served basis, so that's all going good. There's a balanced mix of projects with 3 of them in Lee and 8 of them in Lenox. The town of Lee has had this program going for a couple of years, so they served more households. This is our first bite at this apple, so we're very happy to see that 8 of these homes are happening in Lenox. 10 out of 11 of these homes are pre-1978. So lead inspections are required for all pre-1978 homes. Initial lead inspections for 9 projects have been completed. 73% of the beneficiaries are elderly households. 36% of the beneficiaries are female heads of households, and the balance of beneficiaries are families. The most common repairs so far are siding, lead remediation, roofs, and windows. And you guys have a full packet of the gory details in this report, but I just wanted to express the fact that The select board has also joined Bailey Boyd Associates. They are the administering body for this grant. They've applied for a second grant for us for fiscal year 2025. Again, for about $1.2 million. Our partner in that would be the town of Sandusfield. Sandusfield has a need score that is more robust than ours. The scores tend to go up and down year over year, and the town of Sandusfield has some significant need, so we're hoping that we'll hear about that probably at the end of August, early September.
It's going pretty good.
It's going really well. It's really, really well. So nearly 75% of all projects are currently under construction. The current total for contracted projects that are underway, those 9 projects, is $491,507. So that's really great. And Dawn Lemon, who is our rehab specialist, is working with local contractors to get all of these projects written up, which she goes to the household when a payment is going to be made and goes through the improvements with the homeowner and the contractor so that everybody approves it, and then the payments are made from the fiduciary, which is the town clinic.
And she has enough contacts so the flow of work keeps going.
She's got great contacts, and she's got, like, as I said, she's been working with contractors on this program in the town of Lee. So there are local contractors that are very familiar with the program and how it works. And they kind of know what the expectations are for the program. And so it's sort of a well-oiled machine at this point.
Great.
And we've got significant numbers still on the waiting list. So we're hoping we'll win this next grant and we'll be able to help more households. But there's also a home improvement loan program through Berkshire Regional Planning Commission that can be accessed along with this type of program. That program is significant insofar as it provides improvements for people who are aging in place and might need improvements to their home, to put in ramps, grab bars in their bathrooms, stuff like that. So it's more modifications to remain in the home. And we have information on that through the Affordable Housing Trust on our website. And they can call or even text me or write to me at my town address, mmitz@townathletics.com, and we can give people more information on that.
That's great. Great to hear it's all working the way we wanted it to.
Yeah.
Very successful.
Oh,
Thanks.
well, thanks, Mary Beth, for all your hours and hours of work on this. I know you love this part of the job.
Love this
I know,
part.
so
Love it. It's great.
You do a great job at
Yeah,
it.
we're making, people's houses safer, more energy efficient, able to kind of sustain the existing housing stock in Lenox, which is really important in this day and age when housing is so critical. It's a critical asset and we don't have enough of it. So we're just trying to preserve what we have.
Yep. Okay, so no motion needed on that. So now we'll move along. And this, I guess we'll turn over to Jay. Vote to approve the sale of $17,250,000 general obligation bond anticipation notes.
I don't get the fun stuff.
You got this one, Jay.
Yeah, sure. So as we've been discussing now for the last few weeks, if not months, we have several projects in play along with other costs related to other capital projects. The board did this probably not that long ago with borrowing for the public safety building. This is a similar act that's asked of you tonight. It's $17,250,000 at 5%. What makes up that $17,250,000 is $10 million in new funding for the wastewater treatment plant project that'll essentially float us cash for construction obligations. $2.3 million for the previous wastewater treatment plant financing that was used for design, engineering, etc. That was initially authorized back in 2021. $1.9 million for the public safety planning, again, design, engineering, That was also June 29, 2021. And then a final $3 million on roads and sidewalk spending. That was also a ban, and that's a refinance rollover from November the 30th, 2023. So all those are bans going in at 5%. There's a very lengthy document called votes that you have in your package tonight. Rather than going through them, essentially I can sum up for the public at home and for the board. It's essentially very mechanical language that the board needs to vote on in order to authorize our financial advisor in the bank to go out and they've already done it, comes back at 5%. That was the best rate that we got. So this is the final step for that. So you have the proposed motion that essentially takes all of these votes and authorizes them in one shot to explain that. That's the highest level explanation I can give everybody.
Well, I think we've heard it before. This group understands what's happening here, and it's hard to explain maybe to the public, but this is all part of the process, and it's been a process that's been in place and been planned for several years. But we know we got some very expensive things to pay for.
Yes,
And this is the way that we're gonna go about it.
that's right.
Okay, guys?
Exactly, yes, all's well.
So I guess we can get a motion on it.
I'm sure I got one.
Yeah, should.
I've got one if you need. Yeah.
So, I move that we approve the votes prepared by the bond council in the form presented to this meeting, which votes, among other things, make the formal award of the notes to the purchaser of the notes and approves the interest rate and other details of the notes as determined by the competitive sale of the notes held on April 9th, 1925, or for 2025, which votes shall be incorporated into the minutes of this meeting.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion on it? All those in favor?
Aye. Congratulations, good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have to review and approve annual town meeting warrant scheduled May 1, 2024 at 7 p.m. at Open Theater at Lenox Memorial High School. They don't, that was fun. So, do you want to look the warrant over and decide who's going to do what, and if there's any questions?
So I've started using the same format that towns used in the past, that Chris used before. I have the proposed motions ready to go. We just need to know who, I use the same format, so just let me know who wants to do what, and I approve the master warrant. We'll go from there. The last item that we have on the staff side is Finance Committee, first of all, met this evening. Before I came over, I was attending that meeting. They've approved all the financial related warrants. So we're good to go on the Finance Committee side. The only other item is Mr. Ketchen always did a kind of a cover letter that was drafted to the residents of Lenox. That's the last stop. That's what I'm working on next. So we should be good to go. If the board approves it tonight in the form tonight, we intend to post on April 22nd and get as much information out there as possible.
May I ask, did the Finance Committee discuss that they also will be potentially providing a letter to the
Yes,
public?
they
Okay.
were working on that one.
Okay, I was just curious. Thank you.
So, well, I guess we should start right at the beginning in Article 1. Whenever we board this, you've got it in front of you. But this is the one we do all the time, just to, hey Katie, well, to waive the reading of the warrant. That we can,
So, for the past, I've done that and then went on to number 2.
That's good.
sounds
So Dave will give you 1 and 2.
like a phone. In the schools, who is gonna do the schools?
I'm the liaison, so I'd be happy to do that.
Okay. It's been 4 and 5, now he seems to fall in my lap. Yeah, the water and sewer rates, or water and sewer departments.
I
I didn't say 6, I think you did that last year.
You did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can you do 7 too, so we're not constantly jumping up and down unless someone else prefers to do that?
Neil did it last year, but you can grab it.
Is it all work to do there, but
Yeah. We can meet up next.
there's,
Won't be a problem. We can give Neil 8, which is the
Yeah.
borrowing for homes with terrace water.
Terrace one, it was,
Then 9 is Tom.
9 and 10, Mr. Delasco's got that.
Yep.
11 is our fire truck.
I've got that.
Dave, you're on that. Ambulance is 12.
Yep.
Dave, you want that one too?
Yep.
Got it. 13, Max, I got you on that one.
Sure.
So I figured you need to try to balance it out.
Does Neil have enough? Neil's on that.
Yeah, we gotta give him another couple.
You're running out. Actually, you know what? We can, let's
You
get-
can give Neil that. Number 7, he's been doing that.
if you want, we can do that. Yep.
So you're gonna do 13?
Yeah, so I'll do 6 and 13.
Yep.
Tom Romeo's got 14, 15 for the assessors.
Yep.
16, Mr. Delasco again, zoning bylaw.
Well, he's different.
17, Mary Beth, that's the request for special education stabilization. The Finance Committee had a few for that. I would suggest that, I'll speak with the school department and suggest that Dr. Collins or Melissa maybe, at least be available for that. But you're welcome to read it if you want,
Happy to.
school related.
Happy to.
And then that leaves us with
More wastewater.
18, another wastewater. So we can give that one to Neil.
Neil, get that.
And then 19, isn't that usually
19 is the
is the
slate.
moderator?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was easy.
Yeah, it sure was.
Right? So we just have to sign a copy of that this evening,
Right, good.
but we gotta approve it.
We do need it first. Motion there, Dave? Yes. Yes. So, I move to approve the warrant for the 2025 annual town meeting as presented by the town manager, and further to call the annual town meeting for Thursday, May 1st, 2025 at 7 p.m. at the Duffin Theater of the Lenox Memorial High School. Second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So, we all have to stick around and sign this. Our next regular meeting, we have to determine when that's going to be. If you go by the calendar, 2 weeks is the 30th. That's the night before the town meeting. Okay, and there will be business that comes up, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's
There is something.
There's something going on. There's a
Yeah.
Berkshire County kind of meetup.
It's a Municipal Leaders Association event. It's the first one. They chose a Wednesday night. It is what it is. I don't see anything in the pipeline that would, prohibit. I won't be here for it. I'm going to attend that. If we have something critical that comes up, obviously I would be here. But we can leave it on the agenda, see if we can get a quorum if there's any business. But Deanna and I made sure that we kind of got anything we needed to get done tonight. If we were to do it the following week, then we could certainly do it then. But it's up to the board what your pleasure is.
So your sense is we don't have much in the pipeline for that meeting, so we could move it to the following week? Fine with me either way.
Yeah.
Yep, or we not have one, but we'll keep monitoring what comes in and, we'll try to deal with stuff at the staff level as best we can and keep that stuff going.
Okay, well, as long as you keep us informed of what's happening, and we get posted and all that kind of stuff if we need to.
The event on April 30th is certainly beneficial if anybody wanted to attend. That's open to all town staff and elected members of boards and committees. The lieutenant governor's been invited, we haven't heard back yet, but it's a kind of a combination of something I work on, a member of the Adams Selectboard, one of my former colleagues up there, Laura Brennan from the VRPC, and Mayor Marquetti, an attempt to get all of us together and start discussing countywide regional issues that perhaps all of us, if we start putting our heads together, help pull all of us up on the regional issues. Not a lot of opportunities for us to get together when we're
Yeah.
First event was at MMA back in January, it was well attended. So we're-
Yeah, I was at that with Jen, and it was nice just to kind of put your heads together with a lot of
Yeah,
different people.
collaborate with other,
Yeah.
other towns, yeah.
Yeah, the intent is to move it around, at least maybe 3 or 4 events a year. One always being in January, and then move around throughout the region.
All right, so we'll assume we're gonna meet on the 6th,
Right.
6th. So I'm gonna motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Hi.
Perfect.
That's total operating budget, 2.2 million. Yep. And I can tell you right